Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand few more filters and utility methods. And these are number one is hash, and then colon not, and then a is method, and then a index method. So I'm going to explain all these one by one. So let's open the home.html file first, and then we can start working with these filters and methods. So here is the home.html file, and in this file I have added one more unordered list at line number 38, you can see, and I have applied my style class on it. And if you go to the top, you can see that you have this style class on top of your document, and here I have mentioned a padding which is 10 pixels. Now with these modifications, we are ready to start work with these filters and methods. Well, first of all, I'm going to introduce colon hash, and I'm going to write unordered list colon hash, and here I'm gonna write li, and then I'm going to apply a CSS on this, and I would say border, and then I need a border of, let's say, 4 pixels and dotted, let's say, red, right? So first you need to understand what we are doing here, what we are trying to do here, in fact, right? So I'm saying that I want all unordered list where the unordered list has li items, or in other words you can say that I do not want unordered list where the unordered list is empty. Now if you look at line number 38, so you have an unordered list but you do not have any li items in it, so it's a empty unordered list, right? So this query is not going to target this unordered list because it doesn't have any li element, right? So let's save it and open your home.html file. Now refresh it and see. Well, I got a very different output here. Let me first check where is the issue. So let me go back here. Okay, we already have a class on this division element. So let me first erase it at line number 32, and I'm going to make one more change, and I'm going to apply this effect when I click on the apply button. So here I'm going to write dollar and then button, right? And you know that how to apply a click event on a button. And then I'm gonna write function here, and within this function I'm going to execute the same code. I'm gonna write it here, right? Now let me save it and go back, refresh your page. Now if I click on the apply, see, first of all you have to see that I have unordered list. This is the unordered list where I do not have any li item, but I do have a border, right? So let me point it here. Let me take my pointer. So this is a unordered list, but it does have a border and it doesn't have any li item, right? So let me erase it. Now I'm gonna click on the apply button. So when I click on the apply button, see, I have this unordered list where I have some li elements, right? And again I have this unordered list and I have some elements in it. So it means our query is not targeting the last unordered list. Otherwise its border will also be red and dotted red, right? So let me go back and show you what is happening here. So I have this unordered list, so which is actually a menu bar, and within this unordered list I have some li items. So that is why I am having a dotted red color border on this unordered list, right? And then I have this unordered list too, right? And in this unordered list again I have some li elements. So I got a red dotted border on this unordered list. And the last one is this unordered list. So my query is not targeting the unordered list, which is at line number 38, because it doesn't have any li elements, right? So that is the exact output. So let's click here again. Yeah, we are getting exact results. Now I'm going to introduce colon not. So let me write down here ul colon not. Let me save it. And in fact, I'm going to use both, right? And I need to add one more bracket here. Now let's understand the meaning of this query. We are saying that I want an unordered list which doesn't have any li element, right? So technically I am targeting unordered list which are empty. So this is how you can use colon not. So I am saying, I repeat, I want unordered list, right, which doesn't have li elements. So it's a colon not, colon has li. So let me save it and go back and then refresh your page. And then if I click on apply, see, I got this red dotted border on an unordered list which doesn't have any li elements. So this is how you can do it. And let me go back. I am getting a different message here. I need to change this message because we are learning utility methods and filters. So let me go back here on the top and let me add some new content here, right? So this is the message I have written: learning jQuery utility methods and filters. Let me save it, go back and refresh your page. Yeah, now I got this message. Now if I click on the apply, okay, so we are targeting a correct unordered list. So this is how you can use a colon not filter. And let me give you one more example of not filter. So let me go back here and let me write. So I'm saying that I do not want a first. Okay, let me change the entire query here. So I need an ordered list where the ID is my menu, right? And then I say not first and not colon last, right? And here I am writing li, right? So I am saying that uh, I need an unordered list where the ID is my menu, and within this unordered list I want to target all li elements, but I do not want to target the first and last li item, right? I do not want to include the first and the last li item, right? So this border is going to be applied on rest of the li items. It will not be applied on the first and last li of unordered list where the id is my menu. So let me show you where is this unordered list. So this is the unordered list, right, at line number 19 where the id is my menu. So this is the first item, I do not want it, and this is the last item, I do not want it. I want to apply everything here at this point, right? So let's save your document, go back here, now refresh it. Now if I click on the apply, see, well, I got a wrong result here. I should not have the border at this point, right? I should not have the border here. So I should have the border on these three items only, these middle items, right? Because I told my query that I do not want to include the first li item and the last li item. So let me go back and check where is the mistake. So let me go back here and let's see the query. Okay, I forgot to add colon here in front of first. So let me save it. Now go back, now refresh your page, now click on the apply. Yeah, I got an exact result. So we are able to exclude the first and the last item from the unordered list where the id is my menu, and the border is only available on the middle items. So that is the another example of colon not, right? Now I'm going to give you an example of is function, right? So let me first write down the code. So I'm going to erase this example here, and here we are going to add a new code. So I'm saying that I want a div tag where the id is jump outron, right? And then I need to apply each function. So let me first write down the code and then I will explain everything. And here I'm gonna write alert, then dollar, and then this dot is, and I'm gonna write first child, right? So let me tell you, or let me explain you what we are trying to do here. So first you need to understand the meaning of is. Is a function which returns a boolean value. So let me write down here. It always return a boolean result, and the boolean value is either true or either false, right? So you can ask a question with the help of is function, and jQuery will return the answer in yes and no, or you can say in true or false, right? So what I am doing here is let me add a star here. I'm saying that I want all elements. Star means all direct and indirect children, right? I want all elements that are within this div tag, right? So you know that a dollar function always return a wrapper set, right? So in this wrapper set, let me check how many items do we have. So this is the div tag which we are targeting, and within this div tag we have these items. This is number 1 h3 tag, number 2 a division tag, and number 3 a br tag, then number 4 a div tag again, and number 5 a br tag, and this is number 6, this is number 7, and this one is number 8, this is number 9, and then we have this one number 10, right? And I hope this one is also here, number 11 and number 12. Yeah, I think we have total 12 elements, right? So this div tag, let me show here. So we have a div tag starting from this position. So let me take this one. Okay, so we are looking for all direct and indirect children within this div tag, right? And once we got all the items, what we are trying to do, we are looking for every single item, right? And we are checking if it is the first child, and the is function will return the answer in true and false. Let's say your first item in the wrapper set would be h3, and we are asking jQuery with the help of is function, is this h3 a direct child of this div? And answer is yes, because h3 is the direct child of this div element, right? And similarly we are asking that is it a first child of this div tag at line number 28. So look at the line number 30. We are asking, is it a first child? No, it's a second child. h3 is the first child, and so on. So we are going to check all the items within this div tag whether they are first child or not. And similarly, if you go back here at line number 34, when your is function will check if this li is a first child. Yes, it's a first child of its parent unordered list, right? But the second li at line number 35, it is not a first child, and so on, right? So let me save it. It is a little bit complex, so you have to spend more time in understanding this code. So let me go back here and click here. Now I'm gonna click on apply. See, I got a result true, and this true result is for the h3 element, right? And then the second element, it's not a first child, the result is false, again false, again false, false, again false, and again we got a true. So we got another element which is a direct child, and then again true, false, 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 and false. So we have total 3 items which are acting as a first child, right? So let me show you, and these 3 items are, let me uh, highlight these three items. So this is the first, right? So let me take this tool. This is the first direct child, a first child, okay, and then this is a first child of div at line number 32, and this li is also a first child of parent at line number 33 of unordered list. So that is why we are getting three true values by the is function. So we have three elements which are acting as a first child, right? Let me erase everything here. So and try to practice this one. Even you can write last child, you can use any filters here. Then I'm gonna show you how to use index function. So let me first erase everything here, and I'm gonna write unordered list, right, or where the id is my menu, and I am looking for all anchor elements within this unordered list, right? And I'm saying I want to find the index position of, let's say, a last anchor element. And let me add a variable x here because we are going to have an index value, and let me write alert. So index function always return a index position. So let's understand the meaning of this query. I am saying that I want all anchor elements within the unordered list where the id is my menu. Once I got all the anchor elements, I want to find out the index position of last anchor element. So I have used the filter a colon last, and I will get the result in a x variable, and finally we can see that what is the last index position, right? What is the index position of last anchor tag? So that is the exact line, I should say. So let's save it and go back, refresh your page. Now if I click on the apply, so I got result 4, right? So let me show you how I got this result. So this is index number 0, right? So let me take my tool here. So that is index number 0, that is index number 1, that is index number 2, and that is index number 3, and that is index number 4. So the last index position of last anchor element is 4. So we are getting exact result, right? And if you see that this one, this is not part of unordered list where the id is my menu, so that is why we are not considering this, right? So that is the exact result. So this is how you can use index method. So we have covered all this: colon has, colon not, is, and index. So I suggest you should look at this video at least 2 or 3 times and try to make your own queries, right? So this is all about this lecture.